Hey everyone, John Doyle from OptixEQ, and this is going to be a continuation of kind of a tutorial slash handicapping seminar on OptixNOTES. The last one we did was about kind of green keywords in the last race, and we kind of triggered off of that. Today I'm going to kind of go the opposite way. In days that I've kind of evaluated my handicapping, biggest scores I've made is not sometimes the horse I liked, it's sometimes the horse I didn't like. So what horses you don't like that can maybe bring back some money is favorites. So we're going to look at horses that are short priced and maybe have some negative form. I'm going to show you how to use OptixNOTES and the ROD to kind of find those horses and evaluate them. So let's get into it. So again, if you are new to Optix, we have a product called Notes and we have a utility called ROD. So when you buy Notes, it's the silver plan, you get ROD, and ROD helps you kind of navigate and try to find certain things. And the way the data again is structured with red and green and the keywords makes it easy for you to get information that's again available nowhere else. Okay, so let's go. I'm here. This is the 12th. I'm going to look at the 12th again. Combination tutorial and taking a look at the day's races. So this is Friday the 12th. I'm going to click ROD, and then what happens is the information from all the horses for that day, as you remember, get filled in. And instead of going green keywords, I'm going to go with these little bubbles again. If you click these bubbles, they show you different kinds of filterers. So this one, I'm going to go with red keyword, not in the last race, because I want to look at horses with red keywords in general, especially if I'm looking at short price horses over 3 races. So click that, and what happens is all the horses, 79 fit the criteria of horses that have a red keyword in one of the last 3 races. Okay, so now what I want to look at is, again, we don't know until final odds, but we can get a good indication of a horse is going to be a favorite or not by looking at the morning line. So we're going to look at odds, short price, less than or equal to 2 to 1. So that's the list, much shorter. We've narrowed the list down to 7 horses. And again, we did this last time. I just kind of went down the list, and I'm going to show you though maybe ones you pick and you wouldn't pick. So the first one is 7th race at Belmont. Don't mess with Tess. This horse looked like he had a hard race 3 back. I don't know, this horse looks like he had trouble in the last 2, especially the last one, and still overcame it and ran a good second. This is not a horse I would want on the list. The hard race is already kind of passed, and this horse has recovered nicely. I think it was given some time, so not one I want to look at. The second one on the list is not one I wouldn't want to look at. This horse had a perfect trip, yes, but the horse earned a B+, and that's a big grade. So that's not one I want to kind of focus in on. The next one, though, I do. This is Queen Rocket, and this horse is at 8 to 5. 1.6 is 8 to 5 in the morning line. So I want to look at this horse. So the way we do that, I'm going to drill down, go to the plot. Again, remember, Optix is all integrated, so it's easy to get from one of our products if you bought them to any of them. And like I said, the silver plan pretty much gives you everything. So here you go. This is the plot. The 7, I mean, looks to have some speed, but there looks like there is some speed in this race. Doesn't look how he plots on surface and distance. Not great, not something that you want in an 8 to 5. Now you can make an excuse, you can create a case for this horse on the plot, maybe low speed, if this horse is like 8 to 1 or 10 to 1. But at 8 to 5, I mean, that's not a horse's plot I want to be looking at there. I'm a little suspect that this horse is even going to be the favorite. I just think maybe this morning line is not there. Now, the last couple of races, let's go to the grid, because again, you can click the bubble grid notes, and that gets you to the grid where you have all the notes and stuff. You can look at the horse's form, and I'm going to filter on the number 7. I mean, this horse's debut on the dirt, terrible. Maybe it's the dirt. 2 bad races on the dirt, but even look at the races on the turf. No finish and no finish. Not a horse that we want to be taking at 8 to 5. Just enough of negatives on a horse like this. And again, I'm a little suspect that this horse is going to be the favorite, but maybe at a short price. I mean, maybe just on the drop alone, that's what they're betting. But is a horse we want no part of at 8-5, and it's a play against. And so what does that do? It really opens the race up for you to look at some other horses. If you can take a favorite out that's going to take 35-40% of the win pool, that's a great start. I mean, you can really do a lot of damage. You've got some horses that you can probably eliminate and then go from there. And if you're playing multi-race wagers, these are the horses you don't want to include on your tickets. You want to take a stand against horses like this. Okay. All right. So let's go on to the next one. Looks like Gulfstream again. Red Gun. Not as extreme. Had a tactic in the last race. Let's go to the plot on this horse. So it looks like last time, if you hover over, you can see if there's anything specific about the trip. So it's followed good stalking trip of winner, a bit stiff, high-headed. That's a negative, okay? So this horse ran second, but was a little, no lead in 2 races. Plot's a big square, but this race doesn't have much speed. So it looks like the 7 has more of an advantage in terms of the plot position is concerned. Don't like the stiffness and no lead for a horse that I'm going to, want as the favorite. So this looks like another race where there's opportunity to take a stand. So the first 2 races at Gulfstream, look pretty good in terms of maybe trying to take a stand. Now, again, you have to do your own homework. Let's just look at summary here. This kind of just gives us where this kind of horse fits. So this horse has no real edge on, class, pace and speed. So again, with those red keywords, the price, especially at, I'm sorry, I guess the 6 is 1.2 to 1. That's the favorite. But again, maybe I'm not going to evaluate the 6 because I didn't really think about the 6. But if you can make a case against the 6, you may have a real opportunity here. Just on surface, the 7 looks like, wow, this looks like an opportunity for the 7 in this race. But again, dig a little bit more, but you get the point, right? And there's one others. I mean, I think I looked at some of these others. The Baby Sox had bias in the last 2, but this horse is coming in from Aqueduct, so it's going to have a class edge. These horses are always a little shaky, but I don't know if that one I would lean too heavily, but is another one you can look at. But I thought this other one at Woodbine was another one to look at, was Swinging Mandy. This is a horse that kind of won recently with being long speed, and now is these last two out of the last 3 races won. Well, didn't win. Won with long speed. The other one, just couldn't keep up. It was a stakes company. Horse is coming off a layoff. Doesn't look like he has a tremendous speed advantage. It's a Cassie horse, probably going to be bet strongly. Short field. I don't know. If you have some opinions on some of the others in here, fine. But for me, I would, just like from looking at this races, I probably want to get involved in is that Gulfstream, race 1 and 2. Somehow looks like something that might be, to go for. And so that's it. What I'm going to be doing in the next tutorial is, that's kind of scheduled for, the races on Saturday. These are races on Friday, by the way. This is May 12th. So for the next tutorial, I'm going to talk about green keywords in a different context. I'm going to talk about delayed keywords. So you can kind of find that they maybe not the last race, but maybe it's 2-3 back, and you have kind of a delayed effect. And there's opportunity in races like that to bet horses that form looks dirtied up, but subtly dirtied up, right? It's not obvious to the betting public. So that's going to be the next one. It's going to be a big day because it's Saturday. So there'll be a lot of examples. And I think that'll be a really good tutorial to tune into. Again, subscribe to us. We're at OptixEQ stream on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. It helps us out. And we'll do more videos like this if the viewership keeps increasing. And we'll do it anyway. We want people to learn and educate them on our products. There's a wealth of knowledge in optics. And we're trying to just show you how to mine it a little bit better. Okay, so thanks a lot for listening.